As mentioned in the last segment, every single one of us has an early detection system, what I call your preview of coming attractions, that lets you know whether or not you're moving toward or away from what you truly want. And you find this right here in your brilliant body. And that is your glorious gut or your excellent emotions. Do this for a second. I want you to just think a thought, any random thought. Ready, set, go. All right, you have your thought? So I want to ask you, what happened in your body when you thought that thought? Did you feel neutral? Did you feel a little tiny bit more relaxed? Or a little bit of tension in your body? Right here in this moment, you can tell already if you're starting to move in a direction that serves you. If that random thought that you just thought now felt good, or just felt calm, or even felt maybe a little electric, like you had a little energy behind that thought, that's how you know you're moving in a direction you want to go. But if you had a thought that, well, there was a little bit of that feeling of tension in your body, all you have to do at that point is think a new thought. Now, here's a really cool thing. As I alluded to in a previous section, the law of attraction starts to grab hold of a thought in 16 to 17 seconds. But here's the really cool thing about that initial gut reaction. That happens almost instantaneously. So basically, if you listen to that right away and start moving in a direction that feels better, where you feel more relaxed or even more energized, you've already come out ahead of the law of attraction. You have this little grace period to where if you've gone off the mark, you feel that tension, boom, you can shift right back into a direction that serves you. Now, after you've created this response in your body, after your core self has given you this feedback, if you're not quite catching that hint, or if you've ignored that, another thing will happen. You'll start to experience emotion. And here's the thing. When that emotional state is just a little bit one way or another, you still have the ability to shift your thoughts and your focus. So basically, the more you learn to tune into your body, that's right, this thing, your physical 3D body, and listen to the guidance that it's giving you, the more you'll know if you're on a path to letting your good flow, or if you're on a path of resistance. So here's a fun little reminder to know whether you're moving toward or away from the happy, successful version of you. If it feels light, it's just right. And if it feels heavy, you or it isn't ready. Here's one more thing that you can do to let the good stuff happen. Chill out. You know what? Sometimes we human beings try too hard. Sometimes we push. Sometimes we try to make things happen. But isn't it interesting that when you're not in the best emotional state and you actually try to push through it to make it happen, to get up that mountain like what I was talking about, you find that your journey doesn't get any easier? Here's the thing. Sometimes the very effort that we make to try to fix something or even to move in a positive direction actually produces the opposite effect. Because if you're starting with resistance and you're trying to add stuff on to where you already are, you actually put more stuff in your way and complicate your experience and muddy the waters even more. One of the things that we humans sometimes have a really tough time accepting is just letting ourselves relax. We've been taught, especially Western culture, that you have to suffer. You have to earn your way into doing things, that it has to be hard. But if you take a look at your experiences, you'll also see that the harder and more uncomfortable and miserable your journey was, the destination maybe wasn't quite as great as you thought it was going to be. So really, friends, sometimes the best thing to do when you reach the level of emotional intensity, really, really feeling angry or really frustrated or really sad, is just get off the subject and chill. We're going to be getting into lots of tools about how to do that. But for right now, get outside, take a walk in nature. Pet your favorite furry, scaled, or feathered creature. Paint your house. Fix your car. Go for a ride on your motorcycle. Do something that gives you the opportunity to get off the subject and relax your mind. And of course, meditate, get some sleep. As simple and ridiculous as these little tiny things may seem, just by switching gears and letting yourself chill, you open up a whole world of good without having to make it happen. Woohoo, you guys! You've already made it so far. So here's what we covered in this section. Number 1, allowing is being in a mode of readiness and receptivity to let good happen. Number 2, how do you allow? You feel good now, believe it can be true for you, or cultivate a good rep, repeating emotional pattern to get 2 for 2. Number 3, your inner compass will always guide you toward the path of least resistance to your greatest flow and joy. So remember this little phrase: if it feels light, it's just right. And if it feels heavy, you or it isn't ready. And number 4, when in doubt, just chill out.